Local Scene.
Yo, what's up,
Local
fam?
Scene.
Jamie's about to cause an accident trying to take this video.
Local Scene Podcast. Going to talk to Spindles. I'm pumped about this one.
Spindles, we're on our way.
Yo, we're coming.
See you guys soon.
What's up, guys? It's Tony from the Summer Send-Off Car Show.
And Jamie from Street Trends Metalot. And today we're with Jen and Mike of Spindles Auto Club.
I'm racing. Well, here it's fine if you got the time and the chance to get yourself in. And here it's time almost every night. But now I might be mistaken.
How you doing?
Hey guys.
For people that don't know, how would you describe what is Spindles Auto Club?
Spindles is probably one of the oldest car groups in the South Shore. It brought in about 1957, and it started with a small group of people, and slowly now I think it started with 11 people?
I think we decided 9. The Spindles 9.
Spindles 9. And now we're 50 members strong. Clubhouse that's been around, we've been here since 78, and there's been car clubs all around the South Shore that have come and gone, but through the test of time, we're still here.
Yeah.
And we're active. We're not stopping.
I think it's definitely the oldest one that I can think of. Thinking back of all the car clubs. So, starting from the beginning, how did you each get involved in hot rods and cars?
Go for it.
I was born into hot rod. My dad, when I was 2 years old, my dad bought a 57 Chevy. He's restored it throughout my lifetime. I was 3 years old, passing wires through the firewall, and
Good picture, by the way.
Great picture.
There actually is a picture of her.
Oh yeah.
In the firewall.
Yep.
Yes. So ultimate car person.
Yeah, and we lived down in Florida, and my family had a front-end dragster that we used to bring to Moroso and drag race, and so it's been part of my life since I was little, and obviously caught the bug when I was little, and really got into it in the last 15 years or so, I would say.
You basically don't remember a time when you didn't.
I do not remember a time without hot rods. My dad used to drive me to school in his, he had a 57 Nomad wagon, right? And so I was the weird kid getting dropped off in a hearse at school because I was like, please drive me to school, because I thought it was so cool,
And how about you?
There's always been a car in my garage, and it was never together. You see all the cars in our clubhouse. Some of them, they look like they're drivers. My dad always had a 69 or 70 Chevelle, and it was inside the garage, tubbed, engine out, transmission out, the whole process. And we do the Spindle show every Labor Day weekend. It never changes, same date, every year, always the same. My mother, sister, brother, myself, all got dragged. You knew where you were going on Spindle's Labor Day weekend. You were getting dragged down, and you were work.
This is prior to you being in the club?
Way prior. I've been doing this.
We were children working the show.
We were kids,
There are child labor laws. I don't know.
Child labor laws. They wouldn't talk about that. But no, it was I remember it was September comes up, school's coming back, and you were spending your Labor Day weekend at Spindles.
Yeah.
I think I started between 7 or 8 years old. I was just telling him before we started, I used to push around the shopping cart, and I pushed around the shopping cart selling water.
Okay.
So from selling water at the lowest grade possible job of the show to the president of the whole thing now is, it's like gone the lowest to the highest.
Okay.
So yeah, but I've always been like Hot Wheels. Come on, you got them, she's got them, we all got them. And to be in a group where we get to live the real life ones, that's where it's at, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. We're both legacy members of the club. You know, there's actually a handful of us in here where our dads were members and now we're members and kind of carrying on, you know, the torch from the older members. So it's cool.
So growing up, was that always like a goal that you guys were like going to be in the Spindles?
For me, I think it was a little different because as a woman, it's always been a man's club. You know, there were some women members in like the 70s or so, but for the most part, it was always a boys' club, you know. And so I'd be down here hanging out with my dad, but I never really thought I'd be a member. And, you know, I joined about 10 years ago now, and I think I was one of the first female members in a long time. And so it was different for me where I never was like, I'm going to grow up and be a member, you know, I mean, it didn't feel like that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But there's definitely been, you know, a shift since like the 80s, 90s to where we are now, that it's much more open and welcoming, and it's good. I don't know about you.
Well, I always came down like, so like after the show, you bring the trash barrels and the crap, you bring it all back here. And I've always been part of that. Like, I always try to be as helpful as much as possible with the group and whatever they're doing. So I came down here as the group, you know, comes down, and all the guys, they were cool, but not family friendly cool. Like, you wouldn't bring your kids down here. Like, you didn't bring your wives or girlfriends, and like Jen's not my wife, you know, but like, you wouldn't bring your kids down here. So as the years went on, they started, you know, like, you know, you're getting your license soon. I didn't even have my license when I was coming in. You're getting your license soon. You can be a member. Okay, sure. Your dad's in, you know, you should be in too. And every couple of years, I just said, I don't need that. I just come to the show. I'll work the show, and that's good enough for me. And then sooner or later, I got kind of like railroaded. You need to be here. Like, you should. Come on. You really, you know, you're every year. You know, come and you do your thing. Come on with us. Sooner or later, I say, you know what? One of the oldest members in Spindles, Al McQuaid, actually said, you know, about time you know, get your ass in gear and come down here and join the group. So I just took it. And I've just been running with it ever since.
Now, you have a car in the car club?
I have two in the
two?
club. Yeah, right now I've got
In the building right now.
In the building right now. This is my 56 Ford behind us here, and I just actually purchased a 57 Lincoln that we're working on restoring, getting ready for the spring. So that's going to be cool for me to drive around at shows this year and kind of get that on the road too. But I keep this at home during the summer. I cruise it from my house all year, and then I have kind of the spot in the next room over that I keep year round.
I heard this, but I heard you did the pinstriping on it?
I did not do the pinstriping on it, no. I have a friend, Rick Pierce, he's out of New Hampshire. He came down here, Stitch's Garage, He came down here to Spindles, actually, and I essentially just taped off where I wanted pinstriping, and I picked the colors. I will say, though, he let me put the crowning glory of a dot on the back. So I did that.
Cherry on the cake?
Yeah. I did that, but he does phenomenal work, and it definitely really set this car off. Like, it had vinyl decals, pinstriping decals on it when I bought it, and I was like, this is not cool, you know. And I get so many comments on that pinstriping that I keep his business cards in, and I hand them out all day, you know. Even
her, remember your wedding?
Yep.
You had the box, the card box.
Oh yeah, he made me a custom card box for my wedding that he pinstriped like an old gas can, and I had my wedding at the Newport Car Museum. So obviously
one hell of a party.
It was a great time for sure.
And how about you? What do you have for vehicles?
I can't even count.
He pulled up today, and I'm like, "Do you have a limo? When did you buy a limo?" He's got a limo outside.
I got a limo, yeah. I have 13 or 14 vehicles in my own collection. It goes from a limo to a small little fire truck, which I brought to you guys' show, which that's always a hit. I can go anywhere, that stupid thing, and it's like a goddamn bug moth light thing.
He wants one of those bad.
Don't stop yourself. Just buy one. Just do it.
I'm close. I'm very close.
Just do it. Oh my God. You drive that thing. I mean, if you're not tall as I am, I'm jammed in like a smart car. But yeah, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I have large fire trucks. I have, back in the 90s, Chevy came out with the big block trucks, the 454s. I got 3 of those. I got trucks and trucks and trucks. I got,
It's a sickness.
that's why I'm the president.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the president. I keep telling people, I'm like, I'm not only just a member, I'm the president. There's a reason why. When you collect, you collect. Yeah. They all run and drive. They're all on the road. Thanks, Haggerty.
You know the history of like how Spindles became a club?
So Spindles was originally, the idea so say you and a bunch of guys hanging out, doing a bunch of gooping off, do burnouts and doing stuff like that. Sooner or later, you're going to get caught. And they got brought up to a judge, and the judge said, you guys need to put yourselves in a better place. Start a group, start a club, start something. That's how Spindles started. Spindles was put together by a judge.
Oh, wow.
A judge. The judge said, you guys need to put yourselves in a better place.
Okay.
And basically, that's how it started. It started back in '57, and we actually had one of the original members who stopped by here.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So he was actually 16, 17 years old
Yep.
when he was brought into the club.
Wow.
And that would be your sentence too. I think the judge was involved with the club for 7 or 8 years. And so if you were, a young kid around here that got in trouble, you were sentenced to Spindles. Basically, you got to go join the club, you got to be active, and put what you're doing to good use.
That's a pretty cool history,
Yeah.
though.
Yep.
So when it started, was it in this building?
No.
No.
This building, so we've only been in this building since 78. I think we looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's older than I am. I'm an '83 kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been
83 club.
they've been here a lot longer than we
you
have.
look a lot older than 83. Right? What do you?
I'm older
You
than
take
80.
that.
I'm older than 80.
We'll let you in our club.
You're still in. You can still hang with us.
I think that we don't know really how to prove this, but we think that potentially Spindles is one of the oldest clubs that's been operating continuously with a garage throughout its history. So the first garage, I think, was in Jamaica Plain.
Yep, Jamaica Plain.
Then they moved over to South Boston. They came to Quincy, where unfortunately the garage had a fire and burnt to the ground with everyone's cars in it. So,
Oh, wow.
and the original member told that story
Yep.
that he went off to war, and when he came back, they were like, "Yeah, your car's gone."
That's funny because my
Yeah.
father grew up in Jamaica Plain, and I think he mentioned that to me
Yep.
before.
Yeah. So
'Cause I thought he was crazy when he was like, "Oh yeah, they're from Jamaica Plain." I'm like,
Oh
wow.
no,
Yeah.
a lot of the history that we hear about it all the time. You'll get random people that walk up and they'll go, "Oh, Spindles," and you never know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I work at garages and they'll be like, "Oh, you worked at that place." I'm like, "Dude, it's just a hoodie. Relax." But yeah, usually it's always good. And one of the people, that young guy, he come up to me, he says, he's probably 78 years old now. He goes, "Spindles." I said, "Yeah, Weymouth." He goes, "No, Jamaica Plain." I went, same group. And he said, "You guys used to have a garage up on the hill, and I used to go down there and hang out with those guys, and they were a rowdy bunch back in the day."
Yeah.
And he goes, "You guys aren't so rowdy anymore." I said, "No, we're not rowdy, but we're just making it better,
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they as the time goes on, generations go through.
Times change.
Yep, times change, people change, and they landed in Weymouth.
Yep.
So it's pre-78 because that's
Yeah,
when
by the
they were here.
hospital, they were up there, and then they came down here in '78.
Yeah, they used to. So that's the old tire building,
Yeah.
up on where Alvin Hollis is. And I remember the stories that my dad used to tell me because my dad's been in the group since longer than I've been around. They had a door on one side and a door on the other side. They used to do burnouts through the building, solid black
Can we start
lines.
doing that again, or?
No, we don't have a door down that end.
I don't
Too
need
many
a door.
cars now.
Too many guys,
I
yeah.
have to do a donut and come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Well, maybe my mini truck, we could definitely do that. I'm thinking we could get that in that walkway. But yeah, it's they've always been doing shows.
Yeah.
And the reason they always did the shows that we still do today was to keep the garage, available.
Yeah.
When you got to build, you get a garage. It's expensive running a garage. And you've been inside this place. The electricity, the hot water, it's
A
all
lot of
built.
stuff you don't account for.
Yeah.
People don't
And the
realize.
show has always kept us in the game. It's kept the building.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's why we're here. That's why we keep this so long.
So now I heard you guys both talk about how you guys started as like essentially toddlers, right? Pretty much into the game. How did you guys become president and vice president of Spindles Car Club?
So I've been here, it's probably 16 or 17 years now, give or take, in the group. And I remember a couple of years ago, you know, we had the membership goes, you know, the guys, the presidents, they come and go.
Yep.
So presidents, they, you know, they're busy lives. They got wives and children, and they got businesses. Like our past president, Steve Obie. He runs a shop up in Quincy. He runs a full-time restaurant. So his schedule is not always our schedule.
Yep.
And when our schedule, we meet the last Wednesday every month. And I remember a couple of years ago, we ran to a certain point where he couldn't make it on the Wednesdays. So they kind of just pushed me into the spot just to take the meetings.
Yep.
Just hang tight. Just hold the meeting, learn how it goes, and just go that way. And then over time, the guys in the club were like, "You'd be great at this."
More and more responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did great. You should, you should run for president. And I went, wow, what's that? Like, I always thought directors would be cool because, like, the garage, we have directors. There's 6 directors, and they direct the building. You know, whether it's where the cars go or whatever. I was like, I'll do that. And they were like, oh no, we're gonna president. You could try that out. And I think it's my 9th or 10th year.
I think you're on 10. Yeah.
I think I'm on 10 years now.
Oh wow. Okay.
So luckily, when I started to be the president of the crew, it was probably about a year had gone by, and I started to learn like how to deal with people, like how to deal with the show, how to deal with the building, and how to deal with the directors and stuff. And then the coolest part was I got to bring Jen came on board as a just a regular member. Yep. What, a year, maybe 2?
It was about 9 years ago.
No. I mean, like you when you came in, like I think you were only here like a year
I was
or
only
so.
about a year. Yeah.
And then she actively, like started to help the group. And it's only been growing ever since. Yeah. And so I'll leave you that on how you got into.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so when you become a member, someone has to sponsor you, right? So you gotta, have it in with someone in the club. And all the guys here knew me. Again, I've been here since like the 90s, and my dad's been a member since the 90s. And so it was for me a bit of a lot of convincing and a lot of kind of, talking to people and being like, I want to come down here, I want to be a member, and sort of like building it up to that. And it was funny because I went to my dad and I'm like, you're going to sponsor me, right? And he's like, I'm not going to sponsor you. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. But like he was doing that so that I could make my way. You know what I mean? Like I had to do it myself.
Was your father just a normal member, or was he?
He was a president at one point. Okay. He did his time in the president seat for sure, but he's been, I think he was a director at one point too. He's been sort of through it all.
So I think your dad's was a director one like the longest time running.
Yep.
So like as I said, we have directors here, like the 6 of them, and it's always been the same guys. It's always been her dad, Bobby, and there's always been a couple others, but it's usually the same couple guys.
Yeah.
So they kind of keep control of the place. When there's no one around, they make sure the place is well kept.
Yep.
So her dad's always been part of that.
Yeah, so I bought this and I was like, listen, I want to be a member, I want to be involved, and so I came to a few meetings, and you have to come to 3 meetings, and then we vote on you, secret vote. Okay. And so I'm like, I don't know, sweating a little bit, like what's going to happen, and everyone really welcomed me with open arms, and I think it's just the history I had with the club, and everyone knew me, and so I came in, and to your point, I kind of was involved for about a year, kind of hung back, seeing how everything was working, and then after about a year, I started to say like, hey, here's some things I think we could do different, and I'm willing to jump in and help. And
social media.
Social media was a big one.
It's huge in this place. She runs social media, and like whether it's just a message, we don't really into that. Like I'm online, but she's social media, and when it's Spindles online, I see it all the time, and I go, wow, we're cool. Like we look really good online. Like she makes us look really good online.
You have to keep evolving to keep a club like this alive, and so that's been important to me. So I sort of did that. I had a heavy hand in the show that year, and then whoever was the secretary that year was either stepping down or coming up for re-election, and so I said, like, I'd
That's
love
right,
to
yeah.
be involved as a secretary, and so I did that for a couple years, and then it was like, I'm more than a secretary, like, let's change the title and get someone else into there, and so we sort of added this vice president role where Mike and I work very closely together in running the club, so.
Okay.
Yeah, the vice president was just, it might have been like a couple years had gone by, we were like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Like treasurer is one thing, secretary just sounds not so much. You know what I mean? It's and I
So
said,
there was no
I'm like,
vice president
No.
before?
no,
No.
Okay.
no, we didn't have. It wasn't like a vice president deal. It was president, treasurer, and then directors and
Yeah.
stuff. And then I kind of said, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, we need to upgrade and I talked to the group. I said, can we do vice president instead, and then still have a treasurer and still have a secretary? And everyone said, we can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
I said, well, there you go.
Yep.
We're gonna vote on it. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And it's good because like I said, she does so much. Like in a woman in what we do,
Yep.
it's sometimes different.
Yep.
They're always here. They're always here to help out.
Yeah.
And like I think there's a saying, it's behind every man there's a woman,
A good woman, yeah.
right?
Oh, my wife says it all the time.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, like, I'm married and I have a home life that my wife takes care of that.
Yeah.
And then Spindles, Jen, she does that. Like there's so much that she does,
Yeah.
which we thank you so much for.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's good to have a person that knows what they're doing and she's awesome at what she does.
Yeah.
So makes my job a
Well,
lot
I would
easier.
say from the outside looking in, I think you definitely are like the face of Spindles. I would say. I think because when you talk to people, you're like Spindles, like, oh yeah, the girl from Spindles, the girl
Yeah.
from Spindles.
Yeah.
So I think people definitely know of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just a nobody. I see Spindles around. I'm in my head. I'm like, oh, I would like to join Spindles. How does that process? Do you just
Yeah.
do you have to like meet with you and go, hey, I'm like interested in joining with Spindles, or do you have to know somebody? Like, how does that, as an outsider who
Yeah.
has no connection to the club?
Yeah, I mean, so we do the meetings, like Mike said, the last Wednesday of every month at 7:30. So honestly, the best thing to do is to come to that meeting.
Is that open?
Open meeting. Yep.
Okay.
Potential members are welcome to attend. If we have any like specific business stuff, we kind of kick them out for a minute. But we're happy to walk people around, meet members. The biggest thing for us is like don't come here 3 times and then like only come to the meetings, because we're giving you access to everyone's tools, everyone's cars. Like, you're getting access to this building, and so I better know who you are and what you're about, And so forging those relationships with the members is a huge piece. But essentially, you come to the meeting, you introduce yourself to everybody, and then you come 3 meetings, and then like I said, we vote on you whether or not we want you to be a member. If someone is, say, not voted in that first month, you're still given the opportunity, like, hey, maybe I'll make more of an effort to come around and get to know these guys, and we'll vote on you as many times as you want. I think we voted on one guy at like 5 or 6 times at one point, and we finally were like, okay, whatever, just come in. But we really require members like twice a year, basically. So you're required to come, to the show every year, obviously, Saturday, Sunday, do the setup, work the show. And then we require people to come down in the spring, and we do like a spring clean out of the club. But besides that, Mike and I were talking about this earlier, like the club is whatever you make it, like there are some people that just come down and, wrench on their cars. There's other people like Mike and I that are out at the shows and driving around. And like, I think that's some of the beauty of Spindles, that it's like however you want to use it.
Okay. So a lot of people come here, they'll work on their car. How does it work with, the different bays or storing your car? It's all rented space?
Yeah, so like say like one car, like the car that's next to him right here, that guy spends like $165 a month.
Yep.
And so he gets an alarm access code to get inside the building, and he can come in here anytime he wants. Like we have a guy that's a prison guard. I was just telling you before we started. So he comes in here like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. No one's around. He comes in, works on his car. He's the car out back. So you'll come in here, and then all of a sudden, randomly, like parts are installed.
Yeah.
And the car might moved around. It's up on jack stands, and there's tires on it, and the tires have been, sandblasted and painted. When was the guy here? So we have cameras in the building that we can kind of like scroll back through and say like, oh, look at that, 2 o'clock in the morning, there he was. He worked there for about an hour, and he went back to work. Yeah. So and then it's active membership, so everybody can come in and do what you want, other than body work. We don't
Yeah.
do the body work thing.
I think it's cool because we also have like a spot holder membership where you're paying for a spot, but also like say you have a really nice garage at home and you still want to be a member, that's a smaller amount to be a member every month. So you can just come and, you know, use the facilities. People who have a spot obviously have their own spot in your own work area, but we also have common areas of the club. So we have a tire machine, a sandblaster, you know, we have kind of tools that we've acquired over, you know, since 1978 that everyone can use. So it's awesome because you're not only getting that like membership in the spot, but you're getting, you know, access to this stuff you can use.
So some of the tools are supplied.
Yeah, so we have like jack stands, jacks, like shop air hoses. Like we have compressor that it runs everything. You don't got to come in with your own compressor, your own tools. We have our own shop supplies. We have a lot of like, you know, hand tools, like bench grinders and things like that. That it comes with the building.
Okay.
And then plus I always say knowledge is power. The biggest thing is like the gentleman's car right here. His name is Denny. This guy's working on his car. Hey man, I'm working on my transmission today. You know, I'm pulling the transmission out. Come give me a hand. That's the best thing about this group is, you know, like one person's not just working on it, it's a bunch. So it's kind of cool. It's, you know, it's good to look out at someone got your back.
Yeah.
You probably have a lot of, with that many people, you probably have like, this guy knows electrical, this guy knows engine,
And
this
like
guy-
types of, like we have Johnny's Mr. Ford, or
Okay,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like we've got people who just know everything about like this type of car. And that was, I'm not familiar with the mid-50s Lincolns, but when I bought that, we called up a prior member who was like Mr. Lincoln, right? And we're like, what do we need to know? And like, where do we get parts? Because it's hard to source it, but everyone sort of has their own experiences and knowledge, and it's, you know, shared openly.
Welcome to Spindles. Come on in, check out the clubhouse.
Well, I left Kentucky back in '49 and went to Detroit working on assembly line. The first year they had me putting wheels on Cadillacs. Every day I'd watch them beauties roll by, and sometimes
Spindles Clubhouse, this is where we keep all the cars. We have 28 cars inside the building, and each one of these cars is all individually owned by each person. They have their own spot.
Is it?
I'd sneak it out of there in
So,
the lunchbox.
yeah, this is the local scene. This is where we hang out. Everybody can come down and do their own work in their own car. You each get your own spot and kind of work at your own rate. We have 3 big giant bays. They're all open inside. Come down through, and each person can come down on the weekends, like they're doing some work in here. He's doing some stuff to his car. That's Jen's car. She's doing some stuff to her car.
So the very next day when I punched in with my big lunch
Down through here, we have our own tire machine, wheel balancer, and they're all trained by, they're all used by us. We have more cars in here, and there's, like I say, that, you know, each his own. You know, you're a Ford pickup guy, then this is your thing. Corvette guys, this is your thing. We've seen some cars come and go in this place. We've seen some cool ones. This is our club meeting room. So we have our own pool table. This is the air conditioning room in here. Just like I said, we have heat and AC the whole entire building. There's air inside the whole entire building, so we can kind of come and go as you please. Fully alarmed, camera systems all throughout the whole entire building. So if your car's with us, it's secure. And one of my favorite things about good old Spindles,
This is a cottonmouth and negatory.
it's not a big block, it's a big block of wood.
You might say I went right up to the factory and picked it up. It's cheaper that way.
But this is our local hangout, and
What
this is
model?
what we got.
Well, it's a 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59.
I run a summer send-off car show in Rockland. You guys obviously run the Spindle show. How is that for you guys? Like start to like finish? How is that?
Nerve-wracking.
We're working on it now, man. I mean, I don't think people get what goes into a show.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
like,
what we always say.
People don't understand what goes into it. Like, we do the show, and you know, right after the show, we have another meeting where we say like what went well, what went, what didn't
What did
go
you like?
great, what did you like,
What did you
what
like?
was the feedback?
What did you not
Because,
like?
Yeah, we're always trying to listen to, we want to make it the best show possible. So we really do take in, like, if we saw a couple comments online about something, we're like, all right, is that legit? Do we need to fix it? So we do like a recap meeting right away, and then we'll have a show meeting this month where we're already planning next year's show. A lot goes into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
trust me, I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be, in the eyes of someone who's coming with their car, they go, oh yeah, cool, we'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's car show season, we get up super early, drive down to the Marshall show, pull into the thing, they take your money, boom, you park, you grab a burger, and you're at the trophy stand and you're gone.
Yeah.
That seems all great. Now the scene behind it, making it all work, the permitting, the police department, fire department, the trying to make sure the online is taken care of. There's so much that goes on.
Paperwork.
There's
the
insurance
social
companies.
media stuff,
Yeah.
the payments all paid,
Yep.
Yeah.
setting up trash barrels and
Barrels. Yeah.
A big thing for us every year too is the map, because we park cars in classes. So a lot of shows that are our size is just you kind of go wherever and it's judged that way. But we have like 50 different classes, and we park people in classes, and so getting that done is massive, And so every year we kind of take a look at, okay, how many did we have in early Corvettes, and what did we have in the rat rods? Like, do we need to, change that? And we sort of relay the map out every year based on the previous year's numbers.
And you don't know who's coming.
No, you don't know.
Never
That's
know.
the thing. So it's
So-
like your best guess, you
Like
know?
one year, rat rods, there was 50 rat rods.
Right.
And we went, did we make a post somewhere? Did we
Yeah.
get on a rat, would we get a
Yeah.
rat rod post?
Yeah.
Because, and then one year it was like 2.
Yeah.
And then you go, how'd that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the coolest part was the guy that brought the rat rod that one year, we all actively loved it.
Mm-hmm.
We loved it. We were all like to it. That was the car that made it on the shirt.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No kidding. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that's one cool thing about our show that we do. So the winners, first place, Spindles Choice, and most likely to be pulled over.
And we've been putting Lady Driven on
Yep,
there.
Lady
Yeah.
Driven, yep. We put their car on the shirt next year.
Okay.
So the winner, you come back and your car's on the shirt.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know George, Monty George, Orange.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
His car was on a shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
His car was on a shirt. I remember that.
He bought the most shirts that year. That was one of the last World of Wheels was right before he won, and I saw him at the World of Wheels at the show, like the day after, and he was like, "How many shirts can I get?" So we special
We
ordered
did a special order just for him.
like
Yeah.
200 shirts or
Oh,
something
wow.
like. Oh no,
Everyone was getting them for Christmas and birthdays and
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his mailman's walking around with a Spindle shirt.
Last year, my buddy was like, "Oh, your buddy George is here with the Monte Carlo," and I'm like, "I don't think he's not here. And then I walked up. I was like, "Oh, you are? I didn't even know that you came here." He's like, "I'm on the shirt."
Oh, George always
Yeah.
goes to that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
always goes to Spindle Show.
But that's one guy. You don't even realize how good you got a person when you meet that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's right with us, man. He's super cool, and he's into the car. He's into the cars. He's got the Blazer now.
Yep.
He's been doing that up in the Monte Carlo.
Yep.
You can't touch that thing. That
Oh,
thing's
no.
too
That
cool.
thing's-
It's too much there.
He's won Best of Show twice.
I totally understand why.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, he won it and then redid the whole car.
he won it.
again.
Well, you
Won
want
it
to
again.
He keeps asking us. He keeps telling us, "How do we get on next year's trophy?" I'm like, "Well, you got to up your class." He goes, "Well, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take the whole thing out of it." There you go. Well, only certain people do that. But yeah,
George is a good dude. George is crazy.
Yeah.
George,
he's crazy good with us.
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
you know?
no, for sure,
He's
for
good
sure.
car people.
Yeah.
Do you have a count of how many cars show up? Like, do you always know a final count?
We
We
were
do.
close to 1,000 last year. Yeah, I mean, last year was like the perfect storm, right? It was like perfect
No,
weather.
actually, this year was over 1,000.
Yeah,
I
over.
remember waiting in line
Yeah.
for a while to get
Oh,
in
yeah.
this year.
By the way, the police department, we
This
thank
year
you.
was-
Yeah, we
This
got
year wasn't bad.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you,
oh,
Marshall
no, but-
PD.
Yes, yeah.
I remember to this year. I remember being in line. I was like, "Oh, usually I'm right in," and it was just
No.
car after car after car. I
Yeah.
was like, "Holy crap!"
We're
Yeah.
just so everyone knows, we're working on that.
I say, you
We
guys
gotta-
ran out of
yeah.
space this year, right?
We ran out of space.
Ran out of
We
space,
were
which is a good
shelving
thing.
people like on grass next to bathrooms. Like we were making it work, but it was absolute capacity. And so we're looking thinking for next year, you know, how do we get people in quicker, off the street, parked quicker? You know, again, like you have to evolve it every year and improve it every year, and so that's going to be our big thing this year. And as Mike said, we're working, you know, closely with the police department because we you know, got in a little bit of I don't want to say trouble, but we caught the eye of the police last year because we caused a traffic jam on the road.
On the main road pulling.
Yeah. It was like back to the highway at one point.
Does the Marshfield Fair ever mess up with you guys, like the timing?
Not timing, no.
What is it? A couple weeks before?
No,
right?
1 week. It's always a week.
A week before. Okay.
The only thing that what we get, so like there's 1 week, you know, and then it's us. Well, the only problem with that is some rides are bigger than they can possibly get rid of. We had haunted houses.
Oh, to take them
I
down.
see
Yeah.
that.
We had slides.
I think one year didn't they have a tent? That they
Huge
left,
slides, And the good thing is about when they leave a couple of the rides behind, like the slide was a good year. We all the club members on the cleanup weekend, we were going down the slide. I still have bruises
Don't tell
from
our
that
insurance
slide.
company that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we go in there every year, and I feel like every year is some sort of surprise to deal with. I remember being like, to your point, Mike, like 10 years old and shoveling llama poop because they did a llama tent one year, and like they left everything behind.
Oh, the good year was a sandcastle year. They decided to make sandcastles all over the place on the property. Don't touch them.
Don't touch them.
Don't go near them. You will be charged money if you mess up the sandcastle because 1 week behind us is some other thing. Don't mess with the sandcastles. It's like trying not to touch it. You want to just
But how does this stay together?
Little
whole thing falls apart.
No big deal. But yeah, no, they usually do really good with us. We've been there so long now.
Like 30 years.
Yeah, like 30 years in that one spot, and we don't have really a problem with them. They usually they're a tight ship. They're a small community group, and they run the little community group, and they keep us coming back. They love what we do. They love the cars. They love the car people, and they love the charities that we provide at the end of the day. So I think that's really why a lot of these places, like a lot of shows, they don't last too long. I don't think they do the charities like we're big time.
Well, that was going to be my next question because
I stole
feel
that question.
The Spindles show is always like one that I absolutely make it a point that I want to go to because it's a good time. It's been going on for so long. I was going to ask you, what, in your opinion, is the reason for it to last this long? Because a lot of shows just come and go, and for that show, it's so. I feel like every year
it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I think family.
Okay.
Family is a huge thing. Like we are a family show. You know, like you've been to shows. Like your show's family oriented. You got your whole entire group. Between the guy, his wife, the kids, they're all helping. We're the same way. We're all just family groups doing our thing. But then, you know, the cars that come, I think we're inviting. You know, it's not just your 70s Camaro or your 60s Camaro. It's not your, you know, there's a guy in an SRT 8 Neon. Some people go, wow, that's stupid. But you know what? That's his car.
He shares the same passion as everybody else.
Right.
He's got that. I got little Japanese fire trucks. You know, I could put it in a purse. So, you know, like it's tiny. But it's my thing. It's you know, so I think that's why we've been last so long. We open. We're open to whatever you bring.
We're like really stubborn too. So I mean, we will just, you know, I don't think Mike and I especially, I feel like personally responsible to keep this club alive and keep the legacy alive. And so, you know, we had some tough years through COVID, like, you know, most people did. And, you know, you and I had conversations like, I don't know if we can do this anymore. And we're just really freaking stubborn and persistent. And I think that that's part of it too, is like that show and this club is so important to us that we'll do whatever it takes to keep it alive. And the other piece of it too is we've had people coming to our show for 40 years. You know what I mean? Like we have it's not just us, you know, it's the people who come to the show too. And like Hal from the Lugnuts, he was at the first Spindle show and he loves to talk about it. He's got the Dash Black and, you know, it's the supporters too that, you know, really keep it alive.
I started in 2004. I actually just found a video the first time I ever went.
That's awesome.
You can share it with us.
I can send it to you.
Do it.
The other thing, like the Lugnuts, like a lot of the guys in the Lugnuts, and their wives and a couple of their groups. But the good thing is, like, we've made friendships with groups like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, they come and, you know, you guys need anything? Let us know.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, judging.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of shows, you know what it takes to put on a show.
Yep.
It's nuts. You need judges. And you can't, we don't do the judge system where it's like, you know, you get a ballot and then you vote for your buddy's car.
Yeah.
We had judges that come and they judge the cars. And some of the judges that we pick, like a couple of the guys from the Lugnuts, I would not want to be in the class that they judge.
They put on the World of Wheels, you know,
Yeah.
and someone like a Rick Finnemore, like he's
Yep.
a certified, you know, national judge, and we have such great relationships within the car community with you guys. You know, you judged, I think, the Rat Rods the last few years, and we just have this great camaraderie with other clubs, and so it's awesome to see everyone kind of come together.
Yeah, we love it. You know, but like I said, like you get a lot of these guys, like, you know, it takes the world to put on. It takes a whole group to put on a show like that. So you see, you know, these people showing up. You know, there's 20, 30 of the Lugnuts rolling in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you made it. That day is. I don't care how many people show up. Your friends show up. We did it.
Yeah.
We're good. You know, we got it.
Like you always say, the biggest thing is people don't realize the amount of work that goes into a show,
Never
especially
do.
on a show that's that level. I'm sure.
I didn't realize how much it took.
Yeah.
Man, I used to just I started the show I was telling you. I started by pushing the shopping cart around, selling water.
I was counting ballots. Yeah.
See, we all started somewhere,
Yeah.
and now we're at a point where we're running it.
Yeah.
And you don't realize, like, you know, people will, you know, they come in, they flop in a seat and hang out.
Yeah.
And then there's the group that they never stop running around the whole time that you're there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes a lot. But I think that's why we're doing so good. We got a great group of people. We got a great group of members. The members are awesome here. They get them in, get them parked, get them set up, get them ready to roll. That's why the show's doing as good as it is.
Obviously, you guys have your hands in every pot. What's your favorite part about doing the car show?
For me, it's like seeing all the smiling faces. Like everyone's having such a fantastic time, and we try like super hard to make it, you know, a fun day. And the other piece of it too is the kids for me. Like I have a young daughter, and you know, seeing her get excited about going to the show and kind of again like keeping that legacy of Spindle alive, like it's super exciting for us.
Yeah.
My favorite part of our show would be the people. Is seeing the people coming in that early in the morning. They're all hello, thank you so much for doing what you guys do, and we're just having a good time, just like the rest of us. But you know, the people, it's the people, 100%. As soon as you see the groups come in, our day is good.
Okay. So you guys do the car show. I feel like everything that you guys are involved in just kind of goes to another level, maybe because the club is so big or whatever. When did the trunk or treat start?
That was like 5 or 6 years ago now, I think.
Yeah, it's between 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So we were running a cruise night at the mall in Hanover. And one of our guys came up to me one time and he said, hey, I got an idea. He said, I went to someone's group and it's called a trunk or treat. I go, what the hell's a trunk or treat? And he goes, oh, you open your trunk and you put some candy out. And I said, yeah, that's the generation gap, isn't it? Stay away from old strangers with candy. That's a great idea. Let's do it. So yeah, we, you know, he propositioned an idea and we started it at the Hanover Mall. Back when the Hanover Mall was the Hanover Mall. Now it's Hanover Crossing or something like that. And then the mall got torn down and demolition came through and we were no longer at the mall. And then we started, we got propositioned by George from the Weymouth 400 group. And they said, hey, listen, we're doing, you know, like a show this year and we'd love to have the local car scene come up and do like cruise nights. So we met with them and Jen actually got the email. Thank God for emails. Jen got the email and said, hey, listen, we'd love to do something up with us. So we went up and met with them and kind of told them what's going on, see what we can do. We started cruise nights, going up there every couple of weeks, kind of cool, you know, started getting to build. And then I think we sat down one time, we were at like one of the meetings, he said, remember we did the trunk or treat, what if we did a trunk or treat at, you know, their location? So we asked the guy, George, we said, what about a trunk or treat? He did the same exact thing I said.
What's a trunk or treat?
The hell's a trunk or treat? And then just try it out, see what happens. And boy, first one was good.
Yep.
And I don't know, I think it was the second one that we did. So second year consecutive, there was lasers and there was smoke machines and there was more stuff than you've ever seen. And there was hundreds of thousands of people just rolling through the door.
Yep. Yeah.
We had 4,000 people in the first hour.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know 4,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had gone to a couple of them, and then when somebody told me to go to you guys, and I thought it was on another level because I showed up with.
Well, your truck fits.
Yeah.
I showed up with 4 bags of candy.
Yeah.
By the way, you have to go to that. By the way, that's your next thing.
You gotta come. But I think I showed up with 4 bags of candy, and within like an hour it was gone. And then I
was there that year.
Yeah.
I was there that
and
year.
I think
Okay.
you gave me a bunch of bags, and immediately that was gone. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy crap! It was just people nonstop.
It was one of those shows that definitely like took off, and we were like holding on for dear life. You know what I mean? And like, holy moly, what did we sign up for? You know? And so one of the things that we've done is partnered with the town of Weymouth to supplement the candy. Because, you know, our car club people who are attending, were spending $300, $500 like on candy for these kids because it's such a fun time and it's so awesome to give back. And so we've worked closely with the town of Weymouth and George to try to help supplement it. But even last year, like we brought candy, we supplemented the candy, like everyone still ran out. You know, it's such a fun time. And my favorite part of that show is the kids. Like they just have such a blast.
It's just a lot going on. It's cool.
So you've spoken to Chris Casper. Chris Casper is like one of our, he's one of my good friends.
Yeah.
And they spent, I want to say about $1,000 in candy.
Oh, wow.
Personal.
Yeah.
Personal.
Just himself.
Yeah.
Just so they could hand out.
I could say that.
Yeah.
I know. I think I spent $100 and it was like that. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I did not expect to have to ask.
But it's like one of those things. Like we look forward to our show.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the show, we're like, all right, trunk or treat.
Yep.
Like we look forward to that too.
How far in advance are you guys planning for that?
Trunk or treat's not a lot,
Not as
not as much as the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little more, I don't want to say simple, but
No.
a little more simple than the show. Not as much goes into it, and we've done it for a few years, so we kind of get the
Kinda
layout
got a
of the
plan.
Yeah.
The car show is obviously way different,
No, yeah.
sponsors, awards, categories, people helping, all that stuff.
The thing that's different about the trunk or treat is that we're not in the driver's seat for that.
No.
It's put on by the town of Weymouth, and so we're kind of, we're running passenger and trying to control what we can, but it's, it's not driven by us. And for, Mike and I who love to kind of control things and have complete, control over it, it's sometimes tough, but we have a great relationship with them, and, it turns out to be a great time.
Now, is that something that you do, like, how do I say, like, pre-register for it?
We do
And
for
then
that show,
That way
yeah.
you know how many cars or trucks you're going to have.
Yeah, we do for that show. And the thing that's different about that show is that you come in and you are stuck in that spot until the end of
everything's
it,
done,
because it's just such a volume of people and kids
everywhere.
kids everywhere. And so safety-wise, like that's our real, one thing we require for that show. Where other shows, I don't care if you come for an hour and leave, what I mean? Like it's much more kind of free to come and go as you want, but that show you're stuck in that spot whether you like it or not.
Yeah, you can be on the news on Monday after a show, and it can be either good or bad.
Yeah.
You could have a great show, and it was like, wow, 6,000 people showed up at at Weymouth at a high school, and they had a great time.
Yeah.
Or someone got in an accident at one of these events. So we don't want that.
I think the thing that's like cool about Mike and I and kind of this new new way that Spindles is that we come up with these crazy ideas, and then we don't know how to say no to each other or to other people. And
No.
so, one thing that he and I always go back to is that Chesna show that we put on at the high
Big time.
school. And
yeah.
that was like the craziest thing I've ever planned or been a part of in my life.
A group of folks close to slain Weymouth Sergeant Michael Chesna paid tribute to him today in a way that only they can, with shiny chrome, impressive paint jobs, and the roar of powerful engines. The Chesna family, especially Michael's father, Chuck, is big in the local car show scene. So today, Spindles Auto Club hosted a car show at Weymouth High School. The show raised funds in honor of Officer Chesna and Vera Adams. The two were gunned down while Chesna was trying to stop a suspect 2 weeks ago.
We're going to show them that we're not just a car club, we're a car community. We're together.
Mother told a family friend that Michael would have been proud to see the show of support today.
He said Michael would have been so proud to be a part of this because Michael was a part of the community. He wanted nothing more to help people.
Car clubs from all over New England attended today's show. Donations will go to the Chesna Family Fund set up by Weymouth Police and a local charity in Vera Adams' honor.
It was planned in the span of a week and a half. And
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2
And,
weeks time.
we raised so much money for the family of Mike Chesna, the police officer from Weymouth. And the amount of people from the car community that showed up to that was insane.
Since you guys have kind of taken the reins, what do you think is the biggest change when it comes to the Spindles Club, with you guys kind of at the forefront?
Is majorly like the age generation, like we're the younger, like I say, like we're the 80s generation, not you, sorry. But we,
I'm 80s.
all right,
I'm 80s.
but I think the
I made the cut. I'm 1980. I made the cut.
Yeah, you're still in the group. You're
Nice.
still in the group. But like I say, a lot of the times is like a lot of the people coming into these things, like we got to get the new generation into what we're doing. We got to, I'm sorry, we might not like the new cars, or some of us do like the new cars. You got to change with the times. You got to change with the groups, and you got to open up the doors. You got to let those younger guys in. You got to let that new generation in. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing with our group. And like one of our guys, he comes to me all the time and he says, the only reason I joined this group is because of you. And I said, what do you mean because of me? He says, well, you're younger. So you're not an old, you're not an old dapper sitting at a donut shop that talks about the old days, and they don't care about the young guys and the young career and young whatever. So I think we took over and we kind of ran with the younger group.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of gatekeeping by, some of the older generation, and I get it, they want to kind of hold tight to what they have, and so I think that, Mike and I kind of looked around the club like 10 years ago, and we both came into leadership and said, like, we have to do something to stay alive, and so it was, no longer just, mid-50s hot rods in here, like, let's open it up, let's get everyone in, and, like, let's just open the doors,
Yeah, we had a Volkswagen bus.
Yeah. Yep.
We did. It smelled like.
We have a little bit of everything here. Yeah.
Yeah. We had all sorts of cars and come through this group. We it's just what you like, and that's what we'll allow you to bring in.
In your opinion, like with the Summer Send-Off show, I think we made it a point to try to have a huge variety.
I was going to touch on it because you guys said you guys want to keep up with the newer generation.
Yes.
I think we're going backwards where we want to include the older generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
kind of bridge the gap.
yeah,
It seems to be kind of like the newer cars, the older cars.
trying to find a happy medium
And
somewhere.
I feel like World of Wheels was a good mix because it was
Yeah, it was everything. Yeah.
And there's not really much of that. Why do you think?
We've been to a bunch of shows, and like one of the shows that we went to, and it was probably not technically what our group would usually go to, like yours. We were invited to your show. I talked to you, and we kind of conversed back and forth online and said, hey, listen, we'd love to have you guys come out. Open invitation, hell yeah, we're coming.
Yep.
And we'll share it too, amongst, well, I don't say we, but she will. So we'll share it, and we'll show up. And I think there was 9 or 10 of us that showed up to your show.
Okay.
And best time of my life. I had a great time.
Good to hear
Whole
that.
time. From the time we got there to the time we left. It was awesome. And you I drove the little Japanese truck, so it's kind of fits in with a couple of a couple of the groups. But our group was so welcomed in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see more of our people, more of our Spindles people, more of our car show people, more of us to go to your show and see what it's about. It was great.
Yeah.
Food was great. The music was on point. I mean, then the people, the setups, it was neatly run, well organized. There's nothing to hate about that show. That was a great show. Now I'm looking forward to going back to that show.
awesome.
Thank you. We appreciate that. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
And so and then, to get the younger generation, you got to go around. You got to go to this show. You got to go to this show. Diversify. You got to go to something you might not have gone to. And that show is something Jen went a couple of years ago, and cool, loved it. It's great. And it never got on our radar because it's an import show.
Yep.
It had that stigma.
Yeah.
It did.
Because that's what it started as.
Import show.
Yeah.
It's all we're going to go to that thing in Rockland today. It's all imports. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. You guys, so it was us, the Lugnuts. They were all.
Rick Fenimore
Rick
was
Fenimore was there. Yep.
he was
yeah.
there. Pete
Well, I think
Newell.
when he started,
Pete Newell,
we were that's what we were into, like the tuner cars.
Yeah.
And as we got older, things changed.
Yep.
And then the show changed, but the people looking at the show didn't change. You know what I mean? Like people still had that. Oh, that was an import show.
I mean, it's the same as our shows. Like we were talking about before we to get going here. So the Mopas, not everyone's cup of tea. Great. It's not your cup of tea. It might not be mine. But you know what? It is to someone else. And like our show, like when we started, opening a class to the newer cars, the newer kids, the younger generation started coming.
Yep.
And Mopar's a mess. They came in one year where we were having a bad year. It was supposed to rain. They still showed up at 200 cars. So a group of kids or a group of young people that love cars just like we do,
Yep.
we opened it up to them, and they showed up in strong, man. They showed up real good. Like they showed up and they kept our show good that 1 year,
So if you had a bunch of import tuner cars wanting to go to Spindles, you wouldn't be opposed to
Oh no, welcome them
We
in.
are open doors. Yeah.
Welcome them in.
more eyes on the show.
Yeah, like
Welcome
I said
them
too,
in.
we adjust the map every year. We tried an electric class one year.
Yep. So
But,
so before we go anywhere with the electric class,
Yeah.
we made up trophies, right?
Yeah.
So we give out plaques, which I wish they brought one out to us. We made our special plaques just for the electric car class. They actually had a cord
Yeah.
plugged into the backside of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
We say all makes and models, and we mean it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if the import cars or the lowriders start coming, like we're gonna make space for that because I always say I don't yuck somebody else's yum.
No.
Like
Nope.
I get it. We're all car enthusiasts.
Yeah.
We're
In
all
some way, shape, or form,
yeah,
Yeah, without a doubt.
I don't get the divide personally because I think it's the same hobby. You
Yeah.
know and
Yeah. That's right. I want to see everything.
yeah.
And like you must see it. You see videos online. Somebody walks out, and I'm not too into the Japanese tuner cars or whatever you want to call it. And they walked up, and someone took a Mustang, and they put an R32.
Oh, yeah,
All the
RV.
Skyline motors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They put a Skyline motor in a Mustang,
Yeah.
and he put a camera on the Mustang's engine bay.
Oh, to get everyone's
Yeah,
reaction.
yeah.
To get everyone's
Yeah,
reaction.
yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the comments are straight up just rude. It's like, you know what?
Yep.
That's his own thing. That's what your own thing is. Then that's what you like. Don't knock it.
Yeah.
You know.
I would think that
It doesn't
that's
take
cool.
anything to
It's
just
something that's
keep
not supposed to be
walking. It
Yeah.
doesn't take anything to just. It's not your cup of tea.
Keep
Just
going.
walking.
Just keep
That's it.
going.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about your show. You go from a Japanese car to fully custom, and you want to see some custom, like the customization at that show.
Oh, yeah.
I walked over one of the cars and I couldn't. From here to here was $10,000 in customization,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was everything.
Yeah.
And it's not something I've never seen.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I walked around, and you know what? It's like we're in with the American car groups, welcomed in, welcomed right in, and they would open up the door, the Lamborghini doors or gullwing doors, and you know it's an Acura or it's a Honda or
Yep.
I've never seen that before. Like look at the customization. So I was all about it. Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, I think as clubs we have to stick together, you know,
Big time.
because I hear a lot like, oh, the hobby's dying, especially, you know, old school hot rodding, and then I look around here and like in, you know, even on the South Shore, there's a cruise night every night of the week.
Yep.
There's a show every weekend in the summer, you know what I mean? Like that stuff is alive and well here in New England, and I think as a, you know, a hobby and as a group, we have to stick together and really figure out how do we continue this, you know, into the future.
Outside of the Spindle show, what's your favorite show to attend each year?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Like there's definitely a show that
Yeah,
you're like, I got
yeah.
to get to that one.
I think Endicott's a fun time. So
I just went to that for the
yeah,
first time.
yeah,
I don't
we,
think you came.
I didn't go.
It was
to
huge.
Endicott.
That's a big show. You know, we
I
help
feel like you told me
out.
about
Yeah, it was
it.
huge.
Yeah, we help out with the judging for Endicott, and so we have our own little area now, which is kind of cool. But that's a really cool show put on by the Bay State,
State, yep.
Antique Club, I believe they're called. And that's a show that's been going on for a very long time, you know, similar to our show. And so that show is always fun.
Lugnuts Roundup.
Lugnuts Roundup over in Whitman, like that's a smaller but mighty show. It's always an
DFW, I
absolute
think, right?
blast.
Yep, VFW. But
Yeah.
I like what they do. Like they do like little trivia things. Like
Yep.
you know, like somebody who like I need someone to go get me
A 10 millimeter.
10 millimeter socket or something
Yep.
like that. But I like those ones. Those ones are cool.
I really like the Boston Massacre show
yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's a fun
That's
one.
another good
Yeah,
one.
that's a
the
great
Road
show.
Devils.
That's a
Devils.
pre-70s show though.
72, I think.
Yeah,
I
72.
think I just
yeah.
made it.
Yeah, you
He's
know-
like, I just made it.
Yeah, just under the
With the
cut.
truck, I just made it.
We've been doing the gathering of the clubs too. I don't know if you've ever been to that, but every
That's cool.
year in like March or so, there's this meeting up in I don't know where it is now.
Springfield.
It's up
Springfield,
for
and then it was
495,
yeah.
But essentially, it's like all the car clubs from around New England, and we come and we have a meeting at a hotel, and each of the presidents go up and they talk a little bit about their club and what they do, and it's just really cool to see it's grown. Like it fills a ballroom of people.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know,
I've been
it's,
told about it. I think
it's
I've
cool.
mentioned
You really should go.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
If
you
you
really
guys
should.
want, you know, you're
can take
looking
my
to
limo.
diversify,
There you go.
we'll take the
Take
limo.
the
Go up
limo.
there in style.
You
Yeah.
can ride in the
Like
Yeah.
who
back.
these big
I
wigs?
know my car
Yeah,
making it.
yeah.
No, I
You
got the
know.
limo. We'll roll. I got the limo. We'll go.
But if we're like, you know, as we're saying we want to diversify and all this, like,
Yep.
you guys would be welcome with open arms to go up there and speak about what you
Yeah.
do, you know,
Oh, that would be
and
awesome.
get the name out
Yeah,
there
you
for
really
your
your
show.
show like, and that's the one thing cool about it. Like you can go up there and you get to, like they say all the presidents or whatever. You get to go up there and talk about what you do.
Yeah.
And so like one of the biggest times, like so we went up to the beginning one. This is I remember the beginning one.
Yeah.
It was in Sturbridge. We went all the way up Sturbridge. First time ever going up there. And they said, okay, what this week did you do, Mike? You just get up on stage and you're going to tell them what you do. And I said, we just did the Chesna show. So I'm like, okay, so we did Chesna, and we had a really good toy drive that we did throughout the year, and we did a bunch of charity work. So I'm like, okay, so I just say that, right? And they go, yeah, just say that. So I went up there, and I was like the second person up there. So I said, I'm like, yeah, you know, we did the Chesna show, which we did like over $60,000 with those guys. We helped those guys out a lot. We helped the family. And then we did like $20,000 in toys with a toy drive that we did. And we did this much, and we did this, and all of a sudden the whole room just got quiet.
Yeah.
And at the end, the guy says, hey, next time you go last.
Yeah.
I go, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. He goes, no, you guys are great. He goes, but we raised like 10 grand and we bought beer. So we're going to keep you guys to last next time. I said, next time I'll just dumb it down a little bit. And I said, we just won't say what we did. Because, we do a little bit.
You guys do a lot of charity stuff, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, we give a massive chunk of money to charities every single year. We keep it local, so we're not supporting national charities. We're supporting the Weymouth Food Bank. We're supporting animal shelters. We ask the members too. Like I'm specifically involved with Cradles to Crayons, which is a charity that
Cradles to Crayons.
they're amazing. They do clothing and backpacks for kids that are underprivileged, and so I said, listen, can we give money to them? So we keep it local and we do things that are near and dear to our members' hearts.
So back in the day, we needed a spot to do a toy drive. This is how we kind of like going back to the mall. So we needed a spot to do a toy drive. So my friend runs the Hannibal Mall. He runs the whole setup down there. So I went down to him one day, and this was back when Walmart was open. I said, hey, we wanted to try Walmart. And Walmart said, we can't do that. It's not something we can do. Yeah. And so I went over and I said, hey, my buddy Mike runs the mall. I said, hey, I want to do a toy drive. And he goes, what do you need? And I said, a building. He said, all right, that building works. I'll give you the building, the old Filene's basement building. He said, you can have the whole building. So we did. We did $20,000 in toys.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
In one day. But that was the door that opened up to something else that we got to do. We did cruise nights with them. The other thing was, he said, I got an idea. I want to run something by you. He said, you guys ever done a car show? And I said, yeah, we've done a couple car shows. I think we've done a couple of those in a day. He says, no. In the mall. So he said, we got big doors.
And again, we can't say no.
We don't say no to nothing.
Figure it out.
We don't say no to nothing.
Happen,
So of course I'm like, yeah, we can do that. And he's like, oh, all right, I've been trying to get a group to do this for like 10 years. I'm like, well, you haven't met me in 10 years. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we did that.
I was there.
We had.
Is that the one that you
I was
did?
in
Yeah.
JCPenney.
Yeah.
By the way, your car scared the shit out of the security department.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about that story?
No.
So
I had the nuns,
Oh, the
right?
nuns in
The
the back,
nuns.
right?
So the security guard's walking around because all the buildings are wide open, which is different and whatever.
Yeah.
So Jamie's car is inside and it was tucked off to the side. He had the nuns in the windows. Security guard says he's walking down through, and then it's pitch dark and there, no lights on. He's got a little flashlight, and he said he walked by the Lincoln, right? So the Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said the light went across. He goes, I thought it was someone sitting in the car. I dropped the light and ran back to go get help.
That's funny.
So you scared the shit out of a security guard with your car and your nun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was one of those things that like you called me up and you're like, hey,
Guess what?
you want to do a show in the mall? And I'm like, Mike, like what are we doing? It's funny because Mike's kind of like the dreamer and the idea person, and I'm kind of like, okay, if we want to do that, here's like the A to Z of what we need to do. Like, what are we doing for insurance? What are we doing for like the exhaust in a building?
I remember
Yeah.
that. I was there too.
Yeah.
You always mentioned the mall show would be cool.
Yeah.
That was one of our
It was wild.
like we see pictures of the timeline comes back up, and when you see it, you go,
I can't believe
how?
we did it. Yeah.
Like why?
Yeah.
And then when you think about it, the mall's even gone. It's not even there anymore.
Yeah.
And to think what like that business, there was businesses in there that were dying.
Yeah.
And they were dying in dire straits. That one weekend, we brought in more money than all those restaurants and places.
Wow.
Our friends at Nassar Jewelers, he's a jewelry store. He said he hasn't had that many people walk into his store in almost a couple of years.
Yeah.
And thankfully, they gave us a bunch of jewelry to let us donate to the people that, like the show stuff. So it was cool. But yeah, we had like 80 cars inside, and then on that Sunday, we did a car show outside the mall. So it invited all the people in the car show outside to come inside. So we had like 300-400 cars out in the parking lot, plus the cars inside.
Yeah, it was all weekend. Like we loaded people in Friday, I think, and then it wrapped up on Sunday, and so it was like World of Wheels on a smaller scale, you know?
Yeah, we called it Cruise in the Mall.
Cruise in the Mall.
And I had worked at Hanover at Planet Super at the time, and I drove right over. I remember, and I didn't think my car was going to even make it in. It was dying on the way over there.
We'll push you.
Yeah, some of the cars should have been pushed.
Yeah. Yeah, we hit an exhaust limit at one point.
I remember waiting outside.
Yeah.
Her dad's 57 because you got to drive it in the mall. Actually, one of your videos you used on our
the orange.
The orange, 57. Yeah, that thing.
Well, he can't help himself. So
No,
he
no,
went,
whoa,
open
the whole way
exhaust,
through.
and it was like the sound in there.
Fire
was
department
amazing.
just going nuts.
Yeah.
Fire department's
They were
waving.
walking around with meters, and so at one point they were like, "All right, we gotta like shut it down for a minute and push some people." And
So I was told when we had to meet with the fire department and the mall and the crew, he said, "Don't worry, we have exhaust fans that can suck out anything in this mall in 10 seconds or less." Tested, proved, wrong. Yeah, we did. That was wrong. They did not get what they said they could do. That was one of my highlights. That was one of our highlight shows. Like we had a good time doing that, and we were there all week. Like all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then everybody went home on Sunday.
Yeah, I had a cool video of my car pulling out of the mall.
I think a lot of the ones are by Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Your car was going by the Victoria's Secret pictures.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because you a little shopping on the way by.
A little grab and go.
Grab and go.
So we've talked about like the history of the club and the things that you've done. What do you guys have coming up for the future of Spindles?
I mean, we've got the recurring shows that we do every year. So we do a dust off in the spring where, we invite people down here to the clubhouse, check out the
free cheeseburgers.
Yeah, open house, cheeseburgers. We do a lot of food for people.
Personality cook.
Yeah. But
Yum.
you get a tour of the club, you check out the cars, and it's a great way to kind of kick the season off. So we've been doing that the last couple of years. We're doing handful of cruise nights this summer with the Weymouth food trucks. And obviously the big show, Labor Day Sunday. We'll be doing that. We'll do, the trunk or treat in the fall, and, like Mike said, sort of whatever else we get ourselves into along the way, that's for sure. The other thing I think that's cool that we're kind of kicking off this year is a committee that's specifically meeting on how do we keep the club alive and healthy in the long term, right? So we're kind of breaking out from the monthly meetings and making sure that we are, healthy as a club to continue this into the future.
Do you have a time frame for like the dust off?
It's typically like mid-April for the dust off. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Yeah, we put everything on there. We'll put the dates up there. We're going to throw the event invite for the big show up there shortly. So by the time this goes out, it'll be up there. People can, click that they're interested. So it'll be around that time, depending on Easter this year.
Okay.
Hoping my van will be done by then.
That'd be cool.
I seen it in the garage.
I
seen it in the garage. You better get going.
No, we're getting close. We're getting close.
Member-wise, are you guys going to be growing at all?
That's the goal. Membership, I think, ebbs and flows, and, some people leave. Unfortunately, with an older group, some people pass away, and so we've sort of seen ebbs and flows in membership, but the goal is to always keep growing, and that's what keeps the club alive is the members.
Yeah, we got about 50 members now in the Spindles, and it's always usually pretty much it's pretty much the same number, 50, 60 members, something like that. And it's nice that it's just like the constant, you get a lot of new guys, like we got an electrician that comes in and he's, a newer guy. And then we get a lot of guys that come in, you don't know where they work or what they do, but it's kind of cool to, we got, people that in different careers. So this place is full of something, it's got something extra.
Do you have a favorite Spindles memory, Mike?
Oh.
Funny story, favorite memory?
I want to say the funniest thing had to be the slide at the show.
Yeah.
Seeing, remember Brian Marcella? Brian went down the slide.
Face first.
Face first.
Like he did a jump from the top of the slide and then down. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think over the years it's just together, like us coming together, like us as a group. You know, when you look out and you look at this 20 of us all together going some World of Wheels, the last World of Wheels, we went 19, 18 strong. Yeah. All 18, 19 cars in World of Wheels.
Cruising together.
All cruised up there together. All went in there, loaded in
all
together.
Weekend together.
And we hung out all together. That's probably one of the best moments. Yeah, that's probably one of the best. Yeah. But the toy drives always does it for me too. You know, end of the day, it's always a good time. You know, we get to do stuff that people don't get to do. We get to help everybody.
Yeah. What is your number one favorite thing about being a part of the Spindles?
I think the name over the time. You know, we had like I was telling you, it's we're not the ones that invented it. We didn't invent the wheel. We're just pushing it down the road, and we get to choose where it goes. I think that's the best part. Yeah. Like you know, I started with selling sodas. I'm the president. You know, like total work. So we get to choose where we're going, and I think we're only going up. We're not going down. We want to make sure we stay for the future, and we're not going anywhere. but yeah, we want more. We want more cars at the show. We want more charities. We want more. We want to do it all. Yeah. And we're always looking into new stuff too. So you know, always looking into keeping the place going. New stuff at the club. New, you know, stuff you didn't have at a garage. You know, at your shop. You can come down here and work on it down here.
What's yours?
I have so many memories over the years, but a recent one that comes to mind is my daughter. She was born in January, so this was September of that same year, and she's less than a year old. And there's this video of her with the big earmuffs on, and my uncle's in his alcohol funny car behind her, and he sometimes fires it up at the show as like a kind of fun thing. And so he's firing the car up behind her, and she's just like, you know, staring off into space, like so non-bothered by like loud car noises. And so it was so cool to be like, wow, like she's going to live this legacy on, you know, like she's going to be a little car girl, and she loves it now. Like she's down here all the time with me working on the Lincoln that I got, and, you know, she's Grampy's little helper too. And so to see that and to see Spindles kind of live on in her eyes has been awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's same thing for him and same thing for me.
Yeah.
You know, Jamie has his daughter. They go to car shows together, and
she just wants to win trophies.
Mine is mine's the model now. She goes around and models on the cars. She's old enough.
I remember going to Bass Pro, and my son used to walk up to every single car, and he goes, "Take a picture." Yeah. Take a picture. Yeah. Take a picture.
Yeah.
It's cool seeing the little ones though, like get involved and stuff. I think it's a cool feeling.
It's really cool. You know? Yeah. Yeah.
So. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not going to end. Yeah. You know, it's going to keep going.
For me, like that's the most important thing of Spindles is like the camaraderie and the family, right? You know, like I'm down here every Saturday with my dad working on the car, and you know, getting to spend time with family and friends. Like it's just awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. Random question for you.
Yeah.
I'm walking to Fenway Park and I look up.
Oh yeah,
yeah. 30-foot billboard. How did that even happen?
Oh, that's a funny story. So that's the Verb in Boston, right outside of Fenway. And so I was on Instagram one day and I followed them because they're actually a really cool hotel. It's like rock and roll vibes. And so they had a contest where they said, submit some photos. We're going to do a new billboard, right? So I blast a couple of photos off, and one of the ones that I blast off was from my wedding. At the Newport Car Museum, and I'm like, you know, joking like I'm stealing a tire off of a car in a wedding dress. So I blasted off, and like I think nothing of it. I go
that's the one I'm stealing.
I cropped Mike out of that one.
I get cropped out of that picture.
So I'm like going on with my life, and like I get a call like a few months later, and the guy's like, oh, you know, it's Joe from the Verb, and I was like, okay, Joe from the Verb, what's up? Like I don't have a reservation, and he's like, you won the contest, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like please fill me in. And he's like, the billboard contest, and I was like, oh, holy shit. Funny. So they took my picture. It's on the billboard. They let us stay overnight for New Year's Eve one year, and cool. It's cool, man. It's one of those like surreal moments to see yourself.
I'm walking into a concert with my wife, and I'm like,
you're like, I know her.
And I was like, no, you don't. I'm like, I know who that is. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Okay, looking back on it, like for me, at the end of the car show, I'll look back and. Saturday I'm at the car show and I look and it's empty. Mm-hmm. Sunday it's full, and then Sunday night it's completely empty. Yeah. Everybody leaves happy. You see families, and that's like my proudest moment is to like, you know that we just did something in 24 hours. Do you have any moments that stand out to you, or like favorite parts of like the Spindles show
Mine is probably when the picture of us and we had a jug. It was a water jug, and it was full of cash from the Chesna show.
Right.
That was the moment that it hit goosebumps on my arms. It's still to the day.
That's awesome.
That show blew me away on the amount of people we got to come to the door. And I remember standing at the gate when you come in, and suggestion, donate $10, whatever it is. People would give $100, $200.
Yeah.
That was it. But at the end of the day, when we took this big water jug and filled it all the way to the top. So our friends at Mayo Design, they actually helped us design the decals, and we sold decals all over the town of Weymouth. Like, we actually had our club members going around delivering them. It's like the woman that wanted one, but she couldn't get out of the house. But yeah, that's like right there on my top of the top tier.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we put on that show in 2 weeks' time, and it was one of the best that around. Like, there's no other show that I've been to. Everything was so well organized, well planned. The band, the music.
Raffles. We had like tables and tables and
tables and
raffles.
tables and tables.
Yeah.
It was just the community came out to support, one person that lost their life.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a cop. It wasn't just whatever. It was a guy.
Yeah.
And we supported it. 2 weeks time, we nailed it. It was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
And we still look back at it. Like, that was...
We talk about it all the time.
Yep.
What a wild thing it was. When you're in it, you don't get it, you
Yeah.
know? And I think for me, it's the same every year with the show. Like, I'm so busy with planning and setting up and making sure everything runs smoothly. And for me, it's every year when I see the drone photos, I get chills because
You go, holy crap.
I'm like, holy crap, like, we did that. You know what I mean? It doesn't sink in when you're in that moment because you're so immersed in the event. But for me, when I see that big picture, like, I get to finally step back, it's like, whoa, we do that. And we do it every year, it's wild.
Yeah, this year, the drone pictures with the Marshfield Police Department,
Yeah.
they sent them over to my email. Good times. Good times. That was great.
See all these cars right here? Yeah, they're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, you see this?
On the road, the main road right there?
Yeah.
We need that clear.
I said, well, let's not look at that. Like, we parked really nicely this year, didn't we?
Yeah, the when the Marshfield Police came up to me in the morning, he said, "You know how bad the traffic is right now?" I said, "I have no idea." I said, "I assume it's probably up to 3A." He said, "No, it's up to Route 3." I went, "No."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm going, "Woohoo."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It is nerve-wracking to have cars going down and then around the corner. And
I actually jumped off of what I was doing and I started directing cars because I'm like, we got to get these cars off the street. I'm like yelling at people and, we split them into 2 lines and we're looking this year at potentially, do we use a different entrance and then kind of like weave them onto the, fairgrounds. You have to evolve and you have to like pivot when you need
you have to figure it out. Yep.
And it's growing.
Yes.
So
Every year,
you get
yeah.
more cars.
I mean, I remember the years when we were like 400 cars. We were like, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're at 1,000 cars and we're like, yeah. Holy crap, there's 1,000.
When you grow, it's growing pains and you get new problems that you didn't even anticipate. So.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be no cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, listen, we
Not
had
a bad problem to have, man.
we had rain years, and the rain years, and people still showed up in the rain year.
Yeah.
So that really makes you feel good at the end of the day because that's true support.
Yeah.
That's support. Like your show, there'll still be people there.
Oh yeah.
There'll still
we
be
had
people.
we had people.
Yeah.
We had people in the.
It's not as many, but it's still.
Oh
it's
no!
still coming.
It was pouring rain, torrential downpours, and somebody came from Canada.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They came from Canada, and I was inside the building, and I came out, and he's dancing in the rain. And they're like, "Are we still doing the show?" And I said,
Hey, it said
"We're
no
already
nudity."
here.
Yeah.
We're already here.
Me and you, buddy.
You're coming from Canada. I can't tell
Yeah.
you no." It ended up being a nice day, but
Yeah.
it was nerve-wracking
Yeah.
having that downpour.
The weather is such a, wild card. Like, I think it was 2 years ago where we had to use our rain date.
Yep.
And you're just standing there on Saturday like, what do we do, man, right?
Yeah.
Because you just don't know. And,
Yeah, you make that decision.
It was
Yeah,
tough
yeah.
because we called it off. We pushed it to Monday on the rain date. And then Sunday morning, it was beautiful. And
Yep.
I was like, oh, shit.
what happened with you.
We made the wrong decision, right? But then like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., absolute,
yeah.
mess. And so in the long run, we had made the right decision, but trying to use a rain date like that just becomes a whole, a whole new thing.
I actually, because of that, my son and I both hopped in a pickup, and we went down there and sat at the gate all day.
Oh, man.
So I stood there all day with my kid, just shooting the shit, hanging out. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no one coming. But guess what? It was 100 cars that showed up.
Yeah.
And, you could put a sign on the door. That's cool and all. But someone actually telling you, hey, listen, tomorrow's the show, it shows a little bit more.
Said in-person stuff goes a lot.
Definitely.
100% agree, man. I 100% agree. And some of the people are like, oh, man, I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then some of the people would be like, it is what it is. I'll see you guys next year.
Yeah.
But, I was there.
I mean, it goes back to respect, right? Like those people got up at fucking 5 a.m, got their shit ready. Right. They spent, people, it's funny because I'll see online like, oh, I'm getting my car ready for the Spindles show.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like people put.
The tags.
Yeah, the tags. They put
that's when it starts getting real.
And they put so much like time and effort into this stuff, And so we really, we're so thankful and so respectful of the people that support us. We wouldn't be what we are without that support. So.
Sure.
We're a week away. It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, it's in a trailer?
Yeah.
What do you mean? But we're coming. We're going to be there. We're going from Vermont. We have one of the guys that lives in, he lives in Sarasota. And he has a car in Marshfield somewhere. He keeps it in the garage. And he flies in.
Flies up,
Sarasota.
That's cool.
Comes in, grabs his car, goes down, goes to the show, brings the car home, puts it on a tender or whatever, and goes back home.
Yeah.
I don't know if he comes back all year, but he's only there at rush show.
Yeah.
It's only there at rush show.
Yeah.
I said that's longest traveled, I think, but I don't know yet. I think it's pretty close.
Yeah.
So, I want to say thank you for having us. This is amazing. And you guys continue to support my business over the years too.
100%.
Accommodating me, and I know this year I pulled in, I didn't even have room, and they moved the whole rat rod section over just so I could put my truck and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. So I appreciate that.
I mean, we do what we can, like within reason, like if we can make, like obviously we have people we know, so we're obviously gonna go, and plus your truck is like a work of art. Like we were looking at your truck this last year, and I said, I don't even know if I remember that. And that's the thing with your truck; it's always growing.
It's always changing.
It's always growing. There's always something added to it.
Yeah.
And then you walk over and you go, hey, go look at that truck. Go look at that thing. But we're we do what we can, and we're just happy to have all the people and the support. And all these years, the support has been tremendous.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, you got nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why actively, we got to go to other groups. We got to go to the shows. We got to go support local business. And we are going to be at your show.
Yep.
We're definitely going to be at yours.
Yeah, we are going to be at your show. That's 100%. Our whole group's all gathering up to do that. So we'll be all there. Save us a spot. We want VIP up front.
For sure.
I need about 20 feet for the Lincoln, so.
Yeah, we're going to bring it in by a barge.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that, because in my experience, Lincolns are very tough to get anywhere.
Yeah. I
still
feel like
got the Lincoln?
I'm in for that. Yeah.
I mean, I can't park it because Tony's in my garage, but.
Ooh.
Don't listen to him. It's
No,
in
it's
the garage.
I just did a bunch of work on it, so I'm going to have it out this year.
Nice.
Oh, our Lady Driven.
Yeah.
You got to make sure we say thanks to our Lady Driven.
Yeah, for sure. We've been we added a lady-driven class at the show probably about 7 years ago now, and it grows every year. We basically park in the class with everybody else, but you get a little sticker on your placard that denotes that it's lady-driven. And myself and Karen from Women and Machine go around and we judge the lady-driven cars, and it's been awesome to see women get more involved and get out there and be recognized too, because it's easy to get kind of like swept under the rug with everything else going on. So.
Yeah, she does more kind of like what you do with making stuff.
She does welding. She teaches welding.
I feel like I've seen it.
You have to.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'm sure I have.
Yep, she's got like a women's welding course, and then she does co-ed stuff as well, and she does our lady-driven trophies every year, and she makes like these metal flowers for the pinup girls, and it's just been a great relationship to leverage. So.
Oh, I've probably seen it at the show. That's why I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to get you to do something at our show this year.
Let me know. I'm
Rat Rod
100%.
trophies.
I'm down. I'm down.
Maybe we'll have to do that.
Can do that.
You know a guy?
I know a guy. I also have a laser engraver, so maybe I can.
Oh, wow.
maybe I
We're
can
not
whip
going
up-
back to that, man.
Maybe I can whip up something.
Yeah, if you asked me what our biggest snafu
The
was,
blunder?
yeah,
The
that
biggest
was
blunder?
it, man. You learn from everything you do, but that was a big lesson
The
that
awards.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, we had one year that, like, you plan everything out, and you give everything into 100%. You go, okay, this is what we're going to do. And the day before, someone walks up and says, we got a problem.
He's been there.
There's no way to come back from this blunder.
Oh, yeah.
So the blunder, we made it work as good as it was, and everyone said, just throw them in the dumpster. Call it a day, throw the trophies away, and we don't talk about it ever again.
I almost quit that year.
Yeah. And you know what? We let it go.
Yeah.
And made the best of we could of a bad situation.
Yeah.
And we got to laugh.
Yeah.
You got to laugh.
I didn't laugh.
Hey,
not-
secretly,
I was crying.
I
but,
cried.
Yeah.
I was like,
machine,
I was bullshit. That's why I bought my own machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was bullshit.
Yeah, it happens. You know what? And we're not about to say that
No.
you never go against who did it or where or when.
Yeah.
You just learn from your mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you proofread all the paperwork before.
Yeah. You do some approvals before it's
Oh, nope.
Saturday and
Oh, I
you're
know.
setting up,
I know.
I think it's cool because we pivoted now to do the plaques, which is cool because it matches our shirt design, and people seem to really like the plaques. So it kind of takes the onus off of us of like trying to figure out a trophy every year because we're like, it's just going to be the plaque that people love and have started to know and love now. So.
Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to figure out how to do this year's theme is Hot Wheels.
Oh,
I
can't
So
wait.
I'm trying to do a Hot Wheels flame logo
yeah,
with the summer
yeah.
send-off, and I'm like,
I'm just saying,
He
I'm,
knows all of
I'm a
it.
guy with well over than 10,000 Hot Wheels in my garage.
Wow.
The expert.
I love your show right now, like this.
I'll show you off camera the ideas that I have going on.
That's
but
cool.
It's pretty. If I can pull it off, it'll be pretty cool. If I can pull
Well,
it off.
I'm going to extend my hand. Is if you need help, let me know.
For sure.
Let us know.
Appreciate that.
I invite anybody
Yeah,
to do
same.
that.
You
with
might know
us.
someone that works in marketing also. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
So,
them out.
like I open invitation. Anybody needs help, please
Yeah.
reach out to us.
For sure.
We'd love to help you out. I mean, we help other groups all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached out when I was at the show when your show this last year.
Yep.
Let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll gladly help out by getting other help.
I thought it was pretty cool because, like I said, I was running around, and Jamie goes, "Mike's here," and I'm like, "Okay, who's Mike?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Mike from Spindles. They're here," and he goes, "They got a bunch of cars up front," and I went to go find you, and we had a quick interaction.
Yep.
Hey, this is cool, thank you, and I was like, okay, cool. That's a door that can
Names both
open
ways.
Yeah.
open both ways.
Yeah.
Like we said off camera.
Well, yeah, I want the people that come to our show.
Yep.
I want them to come to our show, but I want them to also say, let's go to Summer Center.
Yep.
Let's try this out. Let's
Yep.
see what it looks like.
Yep.
Because you know what? They're going, oh, it's not something I would normally go to.
Yep.
I want them to change their mind. And we went, and we had a great time.
Yep.
I want them to go to it. And then I want your group to go, nah, Spindles, they're not really a low car scene. I want them to change their mind and go, maybe
no,
we'll go
we've-
check it out.
We
Maybe
got
we'll go check it
some
out.
cars in mind. We got some trucks in mind that we think that would fit.
Would be cool to bring.
And like we'll plan it out. Like we'll go through the place and we'll go, okay, this is the flattest spot we could possibly. And all your cars, you come in on this
Listen,
entrance.
I get it because I'm low life too. So
There's a
you
speed
know,
bump. Jen
yeah.
can go down through
Yeah.
and check all the clearances from the whole place.
Yeah, I'll test it out for you guys.
But yeah, that's what we like. That's what we like about the groups. We can help others. Like we
Yeah.
can help somebody else.
Oh, yeah, no, that's good.
And back in the day, we weren't like that. We weren't like they were the club that just did.
Yeah.
They did. Now we're the club that does.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Cool. That's cool.
I like it being able to come to a show and look at it and go, wow, you guys are wrong about this show.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That was what we set out.
Just bring everything together.
Just try it.
Try it.
Just try it.
You got to try it.
And
Yep.
you can make your assumptions.
Yep.
But like I said, Rick Finnemore, he doesn't do shows like that.
No.
And Pete comes every year. Pete Newell comes to our
Yep.
show every year. He's not a lowrider guy.
Nope.
Right.
But he's a chameleon. He fits in anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah.
fits in anywhere.
He can blend in
Yeah.
anybody.
George,
every
same
year.
thing.
Yeah.
He blends in anywhere. And
Yep.
he's been to the show 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years. Pete, I think he was the second best of show winner.
He lives like over there in Rockland,
Yeah.
so he's like
Yeah.
right there. He's a Rockland guy, yeah.
Rick Fenimore, though, that's a car that he'll drive. I don't even know where Rick lives right now, but he'll drive
Walpole,
that.
I think.
Yeah, see, he drove that car from Walpole out here.
Yep. So
Yeah.
that was cool. The lug nuts, they came through.
Yep.
That was cool to have them. So
Yeah, I saw Mikey there, Mikey Roll.
yep. We're trying to get him and Junior.
Yep.
Trying to get both of them to do a podcast with us.
I'd gladly watch that one. That'd be a good time.
He's going to be working on my Lincoln, so we can recommend
senior,
him
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a true car guy.
Yep.
Like, true car guy. He's good people, too.
Yeah.
He always walks up after whatever we're doing. He always walks up. You guys need anything? No, man, we're good. we got it. But we're glad to have the open hand, have the hand there ready to go at any time. It's like we always say, you can't put lug nuts on a car, right? Without the spindle. See?
Jamie's already said it. Thank you for giving us your time.
Oh, yeah.
Giving us you guys' stories. And, we appreciate you supporting the show. We're going to continue to support Spindle's show.
Absolutely.
Do you guys want to give people like your social medias, let them know where they can find you online and all that stuff?
Yeah, so we're mainly on Facebook and Instagram. Just it's Spindles Auto Club for both. Just search us in the bar. We're super active on Facebook. So like the page, follow the page. We're doing a ton of updating on that. We'll post when the meetings are, when the events are, and we really try to keep the Facebook up to date. I'm trying to be better about Instagram this year too, because I think we talked a lot about like how do we stay current with the younger generation, and they're kind of moving away from Facebook onto Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So we're gonna again like keep evolving to where the people are, and so definitely follow us. Yeah, it's a lot, man. But follow us. Follow the events, and we really hope to see some new people out at the shows this year.
I think that's pretty much the end of this episode.
All right.
It's kind of sad thinking we're all done now,
It goes by quick.
You're a little nervous at the beginning of this, but I can tell you, anybody who's looking to do this, do it. It was just cool. It was cool.
All right. Well, thank you for having us, and thank you for watching the local scene.
We'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.